What's good, YouTube? It's your boy D-Riv. Today we're going to be reacting to references that only WWE hardcore fans can relate to. First time to shut up, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. I'll be waiting. Please just subscribe right now. Your boy is almost at 3K as of today, so subscribe. But we're going to see how much of a hardcore fan you are, and we're going to try to see my knowledge on these references. We're going to try to see if I can pinpoint what they're referencing. R-Truth got some ice on him, don't he? Hold on. I wonder how much that costs. It's about 60 to 70K, probably more than that, because I'm kind of big. Without further ado, let's get into this video.
We're going to be sharing some sneaky WWE references in 2022.
Let's see if
these range from wrestlers referring to their old characters.
We already know what that's in reference to. If you don't know what that's in reference to, then you need to wake up. Because you should definitely know what this is. She's clearly joining Bray Wyatt. She's clearly coming back to the dark side.
To even referencing AEW and other wrestling companies. At WrestleMania 38, Cody Rhodes made his return to WWE. Shortly into his match against Seth Rollins, Cody did a
Stardust
and then a taunt with his hands. This was a reference to Rhodes' Stardust character that he played before he was released from WWE in 2016. The throwback to Cody's old persona was so great that it even caused Seth Rollins to laugh and break character.
I thought that was pretty cool when I was watching it live and I see him do that. I got hyped, bro. I got hyped, bro. I started going crazy. I was pumped up. I was into it. That was a pretty cool moment.
However, did you know that WWE actually made another reference to Cody Rhodes about 3 weeks before he returned? On Raw, Seth Rollins fought Kevin Owens, with the winner getting to interview Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. KO ended up winning, leading to Corey Graves saying this on commentary.
All of Seth Rollins' hopes and WrestleMania dreams were dashed tonight.
I wasn't watching at that moment. But I definitely did not even peep that. I wasn't watching because around this time it was kind of boring. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of boring. But ever since Triple H took over, I've been watching every single week. But I definitely didn't peep that. Hold on.
Hopes and WrestleMania dreams were dashed tonight.
Did you?
All of Seth Rollins' hopes and dreams were dashed tonight.
Catch it? Graves gave a hint about Cody Rhodes' return when he said the word dashed. This was a reference when Rhodes
dashing Cody Rhodes
in WWE over 10 years earlier. The night after WrestleMania 38, Cody Rhodes made a sneaky reference to his former employer, AEW. On the January 19th, 2022 episode of Dynamite, Cody Rhodes spoke on the mic for the final time in All Elite Wrestling. Here's the first thing he said.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Then, about 2.5 months later, Cody appeared on Raw and spoke in WWE for the first time since he left in 2016. And what was the first thing Cody said?
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
And I was watching that, but I wasn't watching AEW, so that's why I didn't peep the reference. All right. If y'all peep any of this, let me know in the chat, man. Let me know right now in the chat if you noticed any of these things.
A few months later, WWE made another reference to AEW, but this one was a lot meaner. On SmackDown, Ronda Rousey beat up WWE official Adam Pearce. This led to Michael Cole saying this the next week.
I have been told, ladies and gentlemen, that Ronda Rousey has been disciplined internally, and the results will not be made public. You know, sources have told me this. The WWE official Adam Pearce has gotten carried away. He's aired the dirty laundry publicly, hence the reason this investigation was taken behind the scenes with Ronda.
This was a reference to the CM Punk drama that was happening in AEW at the time. During a media interview, Punk
whatever. I mean, I could kind of see it, but at the same time, I feel like you're reaching. So I don't know.
publicly aired his frustrations with AEW's management. This led to a real backstage fight and an internal investigation. There's one other AEW reference WWE made in 2022 that was hilarious.
I do remember this. I saw this one.
Despite all that, AEW wasn't the only wrestling company that WWE referenced in 2022. On NXT, Braun Breaker interrupted Ilya Dragunov and JD McDonough and said this.
The way that I see it, if my math is correct, which it always is, you have a 33 and a third % chance of winning.
This is, of course, a reference to Braun Breaker's uncle, Scott Steiner, who had a very famous speech 14 years earlier.
See the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning.
R-Truth is
I guess I'm not a hardcore fan. All right. I'm not much of a hardcore fan. I thought this was going to be all like WWE internal. This is like reaching out to TNA, AEW, and all this other stuff. I definitely don't watch TNA. I can tell you, I could probably name 3 wrestlers on the TNA roster. I don't know who's on the roster right now because I don't pay attention to TNA at all. Impact Wrestling, I don't pay attention to them at all. So all I know is TNA was AEW before AEW was a thing. That's all I know. That's all I know.
amazing. He's got so many hilarious and memorable lines, but one of the best is what he said in 2012.
I don't even know if that's PG.
10 years later, Truth decided to bring it back. On Raw, R-Truth was the wedding official for a double commitment ceremony between Akira Tozawa, Tamina, and Reggie and Dana Brooke. However, the roles got switched
What happened to
around,
Reggie?
and it looked like Brooke and Tamina were going to get together, which prompted Truth to say this.
I don't even know if that's PG.
Well, that
Bro, I definitely think, because I just did a reaction video to people that's going to retire in 2023. R-Truth was one of those names, just to spoil that for you. I think if R-Truth does retire, right, I think he should have a backstage role as one of the creators and possibly work with, like promos, I know what, yeah, promos, whatever. Promotions, promos, whatever. I think he should definitely be on the comedy side of things because I think R-Truth is really good at making people laugh and just being like, comedy is all about timing and all this kind of stuff. I really think R-Truth has that down pat for sure.
was funny, this next reference was really heartwarming. In his WrestleMania debut, Dominic Mysterio came out wearing a patriotic red, white, and blue attire.
Okay.
Nope, this wasn't a reference to Kurt Angle.
Okay.
It was actually a tribute to Eddie Guerrero. Latino Heat wore a very similar attire in the 90s before he came to WWE. This wasn't the only reference to Eddie Guerrero though. During Dominic's match, he hit both of his opponents with a springboard arm drag and head scissors combo. Eddie used the exact same move during his career when the numbers were stacked against him. Speaking of tribute attires,
It looked a lot better when Eddie
only
did it,
old-school
though.
Wrestling fans will understand this one. When Johnny Knoxville from Jackass appeared at the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, he wore a distinct red and white attire. Sorry, this wasn't a shout out to Canada, it was actually a reference to another celebrity wrestler, Andy Kaufman. Kaufman was a comedian, and in the 1980s, he had a very heated rivalry with Jerry the King Lawler. It was so well done that many fans at the time thought it was real, and it's gone down as one of the greatest feuds in wrestling history.
Oh, he is wearing the exact same thing.
It was cool to see Knoxville acknowledge and pay tribute to Kaufman. Okay, let's talk about
He
that
was wearing the
funny
exact
AEW
same thing.
reference WWE made. It happened in October 2022 when D-Generation X.
We all know what this was
Of course,
about.
there was one member who was obviously absent.
Road Dogg, Jesse James. The new age outlaws.
The other guy's doing something with office equipment these days. I'm not sure.
Not only was Corey Graves' comment a reference to Billy Gunn, who is in AEW, but it was a joke about Billy Gunn's new "scissor me catchphrase." Well,
He said he's doing something with office equipment. Hold on.
Office equipment these days. I'm not sure.
Age outlaws.
The other guy's doing something with office equipment these days. I'm not sure.
not only was Corey Graves' comment
I didn't
a
peep that he
reference to
said
Billy
that.
Gunn, who is in AEW, but it was a joke about Billy Gunn's new "scissor me catchphrase." While there was a lot of great stuff that happened in 2022, there was also a lot of bad. To see the best and worst of WWE this year,
Well, hey, I'll probably end up reacting to that too. But look. I know you didn't subscribe. I know you're not really planning on subscribing, so I'm gonna say it again. I need you to subscribe. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers, and literally every person that you watch on YouTube had to pass the 3K mark to become who they are. So help your boy out and subscribe. I got a lot of videos that I'm sure you would like on this channel, so feel free to browse through them, man. Hey, man, without further ado, like the video, subscribe if you're new. It's your boy D-Riv, man.